Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into some absolutely terrifying new data from 2026 that exposes exactly how sophisticated fraud has become. Look, we're operating in a landscape now where criminals, well, they aren't just guessing your passwords anymore, they are literally emotionally engineering you.
I want you to ask yourself a question. What costs Americans over $7.7 billion a year? It's not a natural disaster, and it's certainly not a hidden tax. It is the massive amount of money successfully extracted from older adults by highly organized, high-tech scammers.
That $7.7 billion? Yeah, that was the staggering amount lost by over 200,000 senior victims in 2025. According to the FBI's latest Internet Crime Complaint Center report, that represents a devastating 59% increase in losses. And you know what's even worse? The average victim is losing over $38,000. That's not just a statistic on a page, that's years, sometimes decades of hard-earned retirement savings just wiped out in a single devastating incident. So, Section 1, the breakdown. Where exactly is all this money going?
When we look at the breakdown of these losses, investment fraud completely dominates at $3.5 billion. We're talking about highly sophisticated fake cryptocurrency platforms and fraudulent trading apps that look, frankly, absolutely identical to the real thing. Tech support scams? They've also crossed that billion-dollar threshold. But as we look deeper at these numbers, a much darker pattern emerges across all of these categories. The tactics themselves have fundamentally evolved.
Which brings us to Section 2, AI's terrifying new weapons, and how artificial intelligence has totally changed the game.
Okay, let's dive into this, because the most alarming shift we found in the research is how artificial intelligence has weaponized these attacks. Get this, the FBI received over 22,000 complaints last year, specifically citing AI as a tool in fraud. Scammers now literally only need 10 to 15 seconds of audio from a social media clip, like a quick TikTok or an Instagram reel. They use that to perfectly clone a family member's voice. Then, they call you in a fabricated panic, maybe claiming they're in jail and need bail money immediately, and it sounds exactly like them, right down to the inflection of their crying. It's chilling.
This comparison really brilliantly illustrates the difference here. We aren't dealing with obvious typos and some suspicious email anymore. We are dealing with high-stakes, emotionally engineered deceptions. The urgency itself is the weapon. They want you panicked, so you just don't stop to think or verify.
Moving on to Section 3, fake vacations and exit frauds. Let's look at AI's expansion into the travel and real estate markets.
This AI sophistication is also bleeding heavily into the travel sector, which is threatening your summer plans and even targeting timeshare owners. Fraudsters are out there using AI chatbots to perfectly impersonate airline customer service. They're generating millions of fake reviews for entirely non-existent hotel properties. Just last year alone, 2 million fake reviews were flagged. Just think about the sheer scale of that for a second. It is virtually impossible for platforms to manually filter out millions of AI-generated reviews before they go live. So you might think you're booking this gorgeous 5-star resort only to arrive and find, well, an empty parking lot.
Whether you're booking a beachfront rental or trying to sell a timeshare, Sovereign Bank and FINRA warn that certain payment requests are absolute red flags. If a host or a buyer asks you to step off the official platform and pay via Zelle, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or gift cards, run. Seriously, sending money through these specific channels is basically like handing over untraceable cash to a ghost.
Next up is Section 4, the cruel recovery scam. This is the double-dipping danger.
But the most alarming new threat isn't even just the initial theft, it's what happens after you've been scammed. In 2025, an astonishing $540 million was stolen from prior fraud victims. The FBI classifies this as a completely new, devastating category. We're talking about the exact same victims whose retirement was just wiped out, now being targeted for whatever they happen to have left.
The very same criminals target you a second time. They'll pose as a government agency, an attorney, or some kind of recovery service. They offer to get your stolen money back, but claim they just need you to pay an upfront tax or an escrow fee first. And why is it so effective? Because people trust authority when they're panicked and desperate for a lifeline. It is a cruel loop, specifically designed to exploit you when you are at your absolute most vulnerable.
All right. Section 5, the 24-hour defense rule. This is your shield against high-tech fraud.
So the crucial point here is, how do we actually defend ourselves and our loved ones against these highly sophisticated attacks? Well, first, we have to remove the embarrassment. As the FBI notes, these scams fool people of every age and education level, because they exploit normal human emotions. Make no mistake, these are professional psychological operations. Acknowledging that literally anyone can be targeted is the very first step in taking back control, and it ensures we actually report these crimes rather than hiding them.
So I want you to implement the 24-hour rule immediately in your household. Never ever move money, buy gift cards, or share sensitive information because someone contacted you first without taking a full data pause and verify. A legitimate organization and a real emergency will always allow you time to verify the facts. Always.
And when you do verify, you have to use independent verification. As we've mapped out here, step 1 is simple. Take back control by hanging up the phone immediately. Do not call the number they gave you. Go to the official website yourself, find the real number for the bank, the IRS, or Medicare, and call them directly to verify the story. If it's a family member, call the number you already have saved in your phone for them.
Which brings us to Section 6, your immediate homework. We're taking action today.
Now, what's really interesting about this explainer is that you have the power to take immediate action right now, literally while you're watching. We aren't just going to sit here and learn about this. We are going to build a fortress around your family today. So here is your 10-second homework. Establish a secret family code word. Call or text your loved ones today and pick a phrase that only you guys know. If you ever get a panicked call from a grandchild or child asking for money, ask for the code word. If they can't provide it, you immediately know it's an AI clone.
Finally, I strongly urge you to practice protective sharing. Please, don't just close this explainer out. Send this to a parent, a neighbor, or a friend right now. We aren't looking for views here. We are looking to perform a community service. Education is absolutely our best shield against a $7.7 billion criminal industry. These scammers, they're upgrading their tactics every single day to exploit our human nature. So the question is, what are you doing today to upgrade your family's defenses?